This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Excellent. I love Stanley already.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
No way.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
This sounds like a wonderful job, Stanley. I don't even have legs either. Or a mouse for that matter. Well then. I can walk around and look around. So I heard that this game is a bit of a meme, but I have no idea what it's about. It's about Stanley. Stanley's my favorite video game character ever already. Can I open any doors?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So it's only been a full hour, right? So we should be okay. Lowko, this game has like 50 endings. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What? I can't...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Right, of course. So wait, is the narrator gonna narrate my entire playthrough?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all.
Yes,
just to spend a
I
few
agree.
moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Hold up, let me move myself just a little bit here to the left, so I'm not blocking any of the narrator's speech.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
So wait, if I stand still for a long time, the narrator actually starts getting tired? Wait, I'm just gonna stay right here.
At
I'm just
this
gonna
point,
stand...
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I'm just gonna stand right here. I want to hear what the narrator has to say. He's throwing shade at me.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Should I stay? I'm gonna stay. There has to be something more. Shots fired by the narrator. Are we good? Should I go? Okay, I think we should go.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, I'll follow his next direction, okay? We got this.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is it, Stanley.
Okay.
Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I'll follow your instructions, narrator, whoever you are.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
What did I ever do to you?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Good morning, employee 427. Press Q on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
So he was making fun, like we were making fun of Stanley for pressing buttons behind his desk, but we're doing the exact same thing right now.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Gauger Berlin, thank you so much for the 27 euro donation. He says, what kind of game is this? This is the Stanley Parable. It's an old game that came out, well, I think it came out like a couple years ago at the very least. I feel like I'm being betrayed by the narrator, but I'm not entirely sure.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice.
I went
It
right.
barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Thank you so much, though, Gaugi.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
What?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end. that he might always feel this free.
Can I
Surely
leave?
there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
What?
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Do I do it or not? I'm gonna do it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
What?
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again.
What happened?
Stanley
What's
pushed
going
a
on? I
button.
don't understand.
And I tried.
What? Now we're back at the beginning? Oh, so the game restarts. Ah. Thank you, Freen. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 25-month sub earlier. Okay, so this time around, we are gonna follow the instructions of the narrator to a T.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I went right previously.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent workers. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphics in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and okay, everyone is unique, you most of all. I wanna see the first slide again. That first slide was great. Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts and slides.
Stanley
Accurate.
just stood there doing nothing at all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This
Hey.
is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Don't take it out passively aggressively on me, okay? The boss appreciation minute. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Wow, that's great. I'm gonna do a similar thing for a streamer appreciation sheet. I need you guys to circle the 20 best reasons why you like me. The top 20 things only, that, you know. To do, synergize core value expenditures, shift global market parade, and then monetize free to play. Excellent. Sorry, narrator.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I will do exactly that, narrator. It's the executive bathroom. No, no, no. That's not my place. I'm not cool enough for that kind of thing. My God, this is my boss's office?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Wait, where is it? Ah, there it is. What was it? 2845?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What? Where's the passageway? Oh. Whoa. Did I?
Descending deeper into the building,
Okay.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Why does my boss have an elevator in a secret room
Stanley
anyway?
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I am very confused.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay. So where are all my coworkers? 427. That's me right there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Are we in the Matrix?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. I can do that. Thank you so much, Death Dragon. The top 20 things I like about Lowko. Forehead, StarCraft. He's secretly Stanley.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Did I do something right? I'm probably back at the beginning. Can you win? I don't know if you can win.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Woo!
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Wait, did I win?
No longer would anyone tell him where to go,
No.
what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
What?
And Stanley was happy.
I just got a Steam achievement called Beat the Game. What? Oh god. I think I did all the right choices then though, right? If I made it all the way out. Okay, let's go again.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Wow. I'm just a cog in the machine. At least we all got offices, right? We got that going for us.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
I'm such
Thank
a rebel.
goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
I know. I did all the right things.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, fine. We made it.
Yet there was not a single person
Talk
here
less,
either.
do unbelievably
Feeling
amazing
a
work all
wave
the
of
time,
disbelief,
every day, with no
Stanley
exception or
decided to go
expectation of
up to
promotion or
his
recognition.
boss's
Don't get
office,
fired.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Wait, so am I going the right way? Well, you can go into these... Oh!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I didn't realize you could open all of these doors.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna go downstairs. Screw you, narrator. I'm a strong, independent video creator kind of guy.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
I love this.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Trolled.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Who's Mariella?
Woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Is that Stanley,
It
though?
was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Was that ending number 3? Alrighty then. I'm trying to check if I can open
to tell
doors.
this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
I love the fact that there's like different stories as well. Like it's not just the same thing every time. How many voice lines must there have been recorded? It's pretty crazy actually. Okay, I'm just checking the door everywhere. I should go to door 425? Well, this one is open, but like...
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Open up! Guys, I'm afraid this door doesn't work.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All of these doors are locked.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Iron Man, thank you so much for your 2-month resub.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Do you think there's more places I can check out? I want to go into the executive's bathroom. I got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. That's a lovely purse. What? Wow, that's incredible. That's the most beautiful poem I've ever read. Thank you so much, Ala Lagumi. 15 months. I'm in the executive's bathroom, yes. It's a big, big toilet. Extreme bathrooms. What does it say? I don't know what it says. That seems like a really big toilet. Am I crazy? Anyhow. I think we're okay. Yeah, I have no reflection. I don't even exist. Ooh. What? Business strategy. Oh no. What did the panda ever do? Oh, I can go upstairs? Okay. We'll go upstairs. Good morning, Jim. Woo! It's just like watching my own live stream. We got that smooth jazz in the background. The elevator music is real. Is it safe to dance in elevators? I'm sure it is. Woo. How tall is this building? Seems like a really tall building. Thank you so much, Dermination, for the 19 in a row. He says it's been so long. Thank you for always providing me constant entertainment. Thank you, buddy. Guys. I don't know how long this elevator lasts for, but we've been, This is the elevator to heaven. Ah. Incredible. Do you think we're gonna arrive at some point? Loco, you just got trolled? No, I've been getting trolled the whole time. Jump. Can we jump in the elevator? I just got an achievement. You see that in the top left-hand corner? You can't jump. I pressed spacebar 100 times. I got an achievement called You Can't Jump. Sick meme. Do I press the button again? This elevator is borked. The elevator doesn't seem to work very well.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his... Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, 2845.
Do you think I can still leave?
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
I'm getting memed. Left and right. Well, whoop-de-doo. I love that the narrator is as excited about it as me. Alright, so now we go back down to that underground area, I guess.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I have to do something. This is a very long hallway, okay? That was a really long hallway.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
What?
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? Am I the narrator?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
It's the narrator of the narrator. The narrator has a narrator.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core, although the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. So that's where we start. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches two doors in a good time. What the? Is this the narrator's office? I guess so. The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Are we in a freaking museum of my own life? Nature paintings. Fling cabinets. Office computers. What's that game called again? Wait, so this is the credits section? Solitaire, yeah. This is the credits? We're in a museum of my own life right now. Office clock. Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. Underground? An early version of the Underground? Alright. What? Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. What? These were clips. What? Oh, hey.
Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you?
Why does that kind of thing not make it to the end game? That's pretty cool. So I'm just curious when the game now we like goes back to the beginning, right? Freedom ending. This was the key, or the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. All right. Now we're seeing so many endings though. The countdown room, an early version of the countdown room. Freedom ending, countdown desk, monitor room elevator. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and follow exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
So,
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
So the only way you can win in this game is by quitting. That's the only way you can successfully play this game. Is that it? Oh no, the screen is just black. The only way you win this game is by not playing. So I had one before I started. I like this.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work.
Wow.
Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Man, these people have great jobs. That's a lot of boxes, though. I don't know what we're gonna do. Alright. I need to knock on door 425, right? It must be a holiday soon, right? Where we need this many boxes. Need to buy a gift. So you're saying I need to hung or smash this door for like a minute? Are you sure you're not trolling me right now? Yeah, by the way, where's the narrator? Lowko, this is not a troll, you can trust me. I've seen how this turned out in the past, Heartneeper.
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
To it, chat, I trusted you. Was that the story? Was that what we're going with? Lowko, keep going. Oh my god. Lowko, you can do it. I mean, I'm not really doing anything. I am gonna... Okay. Set timer 1 minute.
Okay, your timer is set for 1 minute.
I'm just microing the door, guys. That's all I'm doing right now, okay? "45 seconds remaining. What about it was door 430? No. Look at my micro, chat. Alright. Guys, there's nothing. Just 5 more times, Lowko? Okay, guys. Just 5 more times. Lowko, it's actually door 430, not 425. Oh, well. It was making noise already. I canceled it magically. Door 430. Look how much I trust you guys. Just look at me trusting you all.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Five.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
This is the quality content that you guys subscribe for, right? This is what you want to see. 26-year-old man clicking one button at a pixel door.
I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417? Okay. This is so dumb, right? This is so dumb. Yo, Shamira, thank you so much. 417. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Am I doing this for one achievement? Is that what we're going with right now? Wait, where's 437?
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
I feel like I am being trolled so hard right now.
Now, back to door number 437.
What am I doing? Why am I... Where's 437? Oh, here.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
I want this darn achievement now.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Lowko, this is the best part of the game. It's probably the best part of the game because I'm getting trolled, right?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Where's that? I can't.
Yes! This
Oh,
is
yeah.
great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
I've got a feeling that I'm not going anywhere. And that I'm not really making any progress. But, yeah. You know what, chat?
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again! Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow.
I got the achievement, baby.
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
That was the best achievement I've ever had in my life. That was what we were looking for. This is what we call pure skill. High quality entertainment. Okay? I think that's gonna be my tagline. High quality entertainment. This is it. All right. If you guys are interested in any coaching for the Stanley Parable, head on over to my Patreon page.
A set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I want to go for the... I feel like the broom closet has got secrets.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I'm being trolled, guys. I can't win. Lowko 5 clicks on the wrench. I fell for that in the past. Okay, let's do it. Do you think the narrator is gonna come back to me if I just wait? Watching Lowko fail is top tier entertainment, guys. That's what you're here for, right? Okay, okay. I think, you know, I think we can go. I think we're probably okay. Narrator, are you back here?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Should I go upstairs or downstairs? I'm gonna go downstairs. Oh my God, here we are again.
Stanley just couldn't do it.
Oh no.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Oh
He
no.
worked hard for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
No, no,
All
no, no,
because
no, no.
he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
No, 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 no,
And
no,
then
no,
something
no.
occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason
I
at
think
all.
we're stuck in the same
None of
loop
it made
again.
any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began...
Begin the game again.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Thank you, Will.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is there anything I have not quite done yet on the left? Actually, there is still that elevator. The boxes had arrived? Wait, the box. Oh, hold up. Wait, the boxes arrived? Wait, I didn't see the boxes. Oh, God. Wait, hold up.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What was it?
What could it mean?
Oh, no, are they
Stanley
gone? I
decided
didn't
to
see
go to
it.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
Ah, they're gone.
co-workers.
I got wrecked. I missed the boxes. That is funny. Okay, here's the plan.
When
We're gonna
Stanley
go to the
came
elevator
a set
again.
Of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We gotta go to the elevator again.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
They put a lock on the on the room.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I spent like 5 minutes in that room. Okay. So there's an elevator over here. I don't want to dance that much. I've already danced. Woo! Do you think the elevator will go anywhere? Because we've stood in this one for a couple minutes earlier. And as soon as I press the button, it just opens up in the exact same room again. Stanley? Do you think this thing will go anywhere? Thank you, Who's What, for the 100 bits. He says, I came back from making lunch and I missed Lowko coming out of the closet. I mean, I did come out of the broom closet, yes. Thank you, Who's What. And thank you, NeroQuid, as well, for the 6 months in a row. He says, halfway to that 1 year diamond. Thank you, man. I don't think this thing goes anywhere, man. What if I press the down button while we're going? Yeah, that definitely did. We're just trying all 4 combinations. That's not an elevator, that's actually a jukebox. It just looks like an elevator. Okay. So here's what we can do.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in
What was
his
it again?
tracks.
8, 4...
Not a
no.
living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
This guy! I'm getting wrecked so hard!
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I don't think you can win in this game, guys. The best win I had so far was being able to go outside, but that wasn't really much of a win either.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Fine. Fine.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Well, you've been here
Stanley
before,
thought to
narrator.
himself.
You know that.
Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Yes.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, I can choose not to turn anything off.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
In the next room's just a couple different things I can do.
Control?
I think.
Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he
I'm
truly
disappointed I missed the
spent his
boxes.
entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
This is 4? So it seems like there's numbers around here. I saw 5 earlier. Man, it's very dark though. I cannot really see a whole lot. Oh, 1? It's 1 over here, 4 up there. Do you think there's like an order of things? Yeah, there's 5. Ooh, that one day made a different sound. There's 3. Woo! 5-3 seems to work. There's 1 and 2. Are they a combination? Like, do I have to get them in the right order? Because 5 made a different noise, but maybe it's just a little higher of the same noise. Bididip. Bididip. I think it's just a different noise. No. We'll just hit 4 now. I went 5, 3, 2, 4? I'm not sure. Maybe there's a 0? Ooh, I don't know about that. There has to be an order to this, right? There's probably one order that's good, but I'm not sure. Did it give us any hints for that? I don't think so. What about we just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Free. I mean, I don't think we have to just come up with a random combination. Because that must be ridiculously hard. Maybe it unlocks later though. We'll have to keep an eye on any numbers he might mention. There is a big red button right over there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Okay. Oh. Can I even do anything? Everything says offline. Offline, 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 offline. I think there is something I can do over here, but I have no idea what. What is this thing here underneath? I don't seem to be able to interact with anything but the 5 buttons. Oh, 10? The thing is, if I go into the next room though, pretty sure I can't go back out.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation to... Oh, Stanley, You didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
I think
More
1, 2, 3, 4,
time
5.
to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
This door was closed
Other
previously.
times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
I thought I corrected.
This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested
So
away from
rude.
you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Come on,
You know what?
Stanley.
To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
It
You're
says
only still
0,
playing
5,
instead
2,
of
1. I
watching
saw
a
that, but there's no
cutscene that will
0.
watch you for every moment that you're
There is also
powerless.
0, 1,
To see
4,
you
2 over there and
made
0, 0, 0, 1.
This is not a challenge.
There's no 0.
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Oh my god.
Take a look at the clock, Sam.
Goodbye,
That's
employee
30 seconds you
427.
have
Oh
left to
no.
struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice.
Oh no.
Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
What was I supposed to do there, though? I would like to go back, but I have no idea what I could change.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Do you think there's a code somewhere? You think I can jump out of a window? No, I don't think so. You can go out of a window? Oh. Maybe that's like another route to go to. First window on the left? Oh, okay, let's see.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I don't think so, man. You can bug out the first window? If I can get onto the first desk, there might be a chance, but you can't jump in the game, so... As far as I understand, you can't jump. I got an achievement when I furiously pressed spacebar. That was, there's no jump. Oh. What? Huh? Trying to... There's one of those privacy screens, man. Oh my god.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
I'm stuck! There's that stupid window. This game is a total meme.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
I
it
have
mean?
to.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I have to.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative
Yes,
tropes.
yes.
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Really sick of it.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game.
Accurate.
So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley,
What?
who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Incredible work. Is it just gonna keep going, you think? They could end it so easily. Yes? Come on. This is such a troll. It's like the final note every 4 chords. Ba ba ba. Every 4th chord could be the end. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Excellent. We're literally sitting in a white room with a white screen and nothing happening. Well, I outlasted the guitar, so I did that thing, at least.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? Lowko, there was more to it. Go back. What if I walk through this area backwards?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes. It is a fantastic employee lounge. So there's that. Or lounge. Look at it. You ready?
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley?
Right? So much
Its
daylight.
grace, its subtle charm. No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Wow, those are words to live by right there. That's beautiful.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
So, what if I jump off of the crane? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. It will cause death. Excellent.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I nailed it. Have you guys, by the way, noticed that there's no mouse on my computer? I literally just have a keyboard and a phone. Shifty, or Swifty rather, thank you for the 11-month resub. You think I can jump on the other catwalk? Maybe.
Perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
He hoped he would one day see
Stanley
weather.
came to a set of 2 open. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I want to see if I can jump the other thing on the
Incredible
platform.
room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
You think I can?
Your enemy, really.
I want to go
I'm
there.
not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
What? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on
Danger
your side.
everywhere.
Give me a chance.
So where am I going now?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die, dabba
Perhaps you misunderstood.
dabba dee dabba
through the
die,
red
dabba dee
door.
dabba die.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
There's still a blue door. It's behind me now.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh my god.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to
don't put it in.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, I thought the door was closed. Oh, you can see people opening doors live right now. Only the worst 3% of the players chose the blue door. 98.9%. What did it say? Oh my god. I'm gonna go orange door again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Why? Why are you... Oh my god.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
That is so
You
meta.
wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
What?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
What?
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Excellent sound effect. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here, no, here, and then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course, and just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
What in the world? All of a sudden, we're playing Minecraft. Up next, I'll be focusing on Roblox, League of Legends, and Fork Knife. Big fan of Fork Knife.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game. Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but
Portal.
I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
So, I did play Portal 2. I don't actually know if I played Portal 1. I've been thinking about it. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
This is such a long branch.
No, actually,
Are you kidding me?
know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games.
What? There's even more? Filing cabinets? Dude, this is such a large... Like, honestly, what the heck? I can't see anything, by the way, so I don't even know what's going on. Oh. Dude. I almost didn't even find this branch. And it's really long. Like, I jumped off of the catwalk in a random... I don't see anything, man. I don't even know what's going on. I need a flashlight.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. How long
Are
was I
you
sitting
kidding
there?
me?
Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I want to go ahead.
Stanley felt lightheaded. butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm gonna jump off the catwalk again.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where did I go last time? Did I check out
Stanley,
that room over there?
I think
I did, but I think it was locked. That must be something else, right? That was the red door and the blue door. Like, there were so many things.
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yeah, the red door.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Give me a chance. A chance. Love the accent.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Does it just go around in circles? Oh, yeah.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
It's so random.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
By the way, Esmilia, thank you for the €5 donation. I realized that was actually a little bit ago, but thank you for the €5. She says, hashtag family friendly. Yes. I paused the notifications temporarily because there was like a 12-minute backlog. What is going on? Oh my god. Can I jump off the cliff? I cannot. I think he's gonna like throw shade at me because I am not paying it. Like, I think that's what's gonna happen.
No.
Because I'm not
wait.
staying.
Where are you
Yeah.
going?
Better?
Right. Where were we? Oh no! Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
I can't win. The only way I can win is by clicking quit. Oh man, alright, we are going there.
No! What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
I cannot
You heard
win.
me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
I stayed like 10 minutes in the
No,
closet.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
What? Oh.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
He did tell me, though. This game is, like, just trolling me. I don't do anything. Kinosar, thank you for the 13-month resub. Appreciate it. Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna have to do it again. I'm sorry, narrator.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Yes, there is. Super Chryson, thank you as well for your Twitch
No.
Prime sub.
No, what do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
Oh no.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
I can't win. Oh, what? What just happened? 5E's account, thank you for the 35-month resub. That's a long time. Thank you. Welcome back. Guys, something happened.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
I hate Mondays. Great mug.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I feel like I've done most things over here, though. Thank you, Papuch, for the 20-month
Yet there was not a
resub.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Papuch says, this game is one of the greatest. Thanks for the content. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you, man. Guys, the broom closet sadly has been locked up. I spent about a good 10 minutes inside of that room. And ever since I restarted after that, they locked it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I have been to the boss's office, though. There's nothing else I can do up there, right? I guess I can figure out the combination of things, but pressing all the buttons, but I don't think they do anything. What's down here again? I think the broom closet is the best ending, guys. So far, not gonna lie.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Oh, I
He
remember this
considered
one.
the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
I...
For that. And in such a competitive...
Yep, I've been there before. I have been there before.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Do you think there's anything else in my room?
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
I don't think so. Yeah, I just checked out all the phones and computers in this room already. I don't think there's anything I can really do here. This is literally just a desk for like a pencil sharpener. Excellent. Trying to remember if there's any other routes that I have not yet done. There's probably a couple. So this is 5 restarts. There's one computer here that's got 5 inputs, so I guess it's 5 restarts.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I can go back to the boss's room. I guess I can go...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Is there anything else in this
The
room I can
lounge
do?
was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last, proof that he was human.
Excellent.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I think I'm gonna go left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
So we've been over there. That just brings you back to the meeting room. I have been down here as well, but there's probably another option I can take over here. Phone, phone, phone. Or is this a crusher?
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
We haven't been here before. Whoa.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
Pirate!
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Oh. So wait, there's
All of
something
his
with
co-workers
phones?
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is there that computer somewhere that requires input? It felt like I needed to do that 5 restarts in a row. I have been on the moving platform to stay on the lift. Yeah, I have been staying...
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
What? A maze? Oh my god, I don't want to do a stupid maze. I don't want... Oh my god, it's not even a maze. It's going all over the place. Who? Oh. This is amazing.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can
That's what I was
promise you
thinking, dude.
There definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps. Perhaps I did. Asmelia, thank you for the €5. Loco, you can call this amazing. Asmelia, what happened?
It's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I'm allowed to go back? Alarak the High Lord, welcome back as well. What?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Maroon Pirate with the 1,000 bits. He says, I love this game. I love you. And I love that you're playing it. You like? Dude, yes. This game is excellent so far. Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. I appreciate that. No, this game is really good. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into the first couple minutes. I'm like, what's going on? I'm employee 427 and I'm just walking around and like, there's a guy talking to me, which was fun, but took a little bit before we figured out roughly what's going on. I think this has to be, this has to be one of the best narration games ever. It's up there together with, what about this one?
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Darkest Dungeon is probably my favorite narration game, just because the quotes are so memorable. Yeah, there's Firewatch as well. But I do like this a lot. This is funny. It's so confusing.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
GG!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off.
GG.
So, good job.
Woo, baby!
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Whoa. This is open now. Hold up, I need to shut down the computer real quick. Okay, I can't. I like this line.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
I feel like he's gonna He's
Now,
gonna
we can
troll
both
me.
agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
Yes.
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yeah, okay. What's going on? Just dance! Woo! Rap-a-dap-a-dap-a. Monthly ledgers, corporate imbalances, financial records. Oh my god. I have to go through the...
Wait,
What?
cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
It's the sound of a clock. Lowko, I screenshotted it. Okay, no. Nice, guys. Yep, that's a fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after
Pirate?
we trusted you.
Yes.
After everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Do I?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
What? What direction? Oh. I went out of the window already.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
This game is a bit of a meme.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
Checkmate.
Another victory for logic.
Checkmate,
Come,
atheist.
Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay, it's locked. You've been playing the confusion ending for 16 minutes and 23 seconds.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Oh no.
That's really how
Stanley
all this
dies.
goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Screw you, game! I got a jump scare in the Stanley Parable. That's the last thing I expected.
Was gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think there's one last thing I can try, and that's a phone.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Someone said something, there was something about a...
And here it was.
A phone?
The lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a room, what a room, what a room. This is what Stanley thought. What a room. What a room, what a room. What a room. Va-va-voom. What a room.
What a room. That's what Stanley thought.
Yes. Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Vava room.
Really worth it.
Vava room. Vava room. I'm gonna stay here a little bit longer just to piss off the narrator.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
So there was something about a phone. Is there a phone in here? Someone said something about I guess I can try and make my way across.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I have been off the catwalk several times.
Look, Stanley, I think
I have been
perhaps
across
we've
once
gotten
as
off
well.
on the wrong foot here. I'm
But-
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
This is the ending where I got to meet my
Please,
wife.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To
Jamie,
put your
thank you
work
for your Twitch
aside,
Prime sub.
To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh no, I'm scared. Unplug the phone? I don't see a phone anywhere. There's no phone here.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Oh my goodness, is it 4:30?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
This is so good.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Thank you for the resub.
Home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
He says I made the choice to resub.
It seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Good choice. We also had a 5-year donation from Eden Gaming. He says, just for someone in the chat, Lowko, please keep playing this game. I love the entertaining, and I love the entertaining, and it makes me appreciate your stream even more. Hey, thank you, man. I'm glad. Wait, did someone get upset that I'm playing this video game? Looks like they made the wrong choice. It's funny. Sometimes people get upset at me for playing games that I enjoy playing. It's like, it's like, how dare you not play what I want you to play, Lowko? Don't you understand? You are a puppet. I shall be the puppet master. I sometimes get angry emails and stuff of people like complaining that I play games that it's weird. How dare I have fun? Can't believe it. It's all about making choices, guys. Come on, are you even paying attention right now?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I think I'm going back to the room that I started in, am I not?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay, here we go. We did it! GG.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that?
For what?
What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager.
I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Hey, there's the red door. Asmelia, thank you as well. Look how he said the main character dying makes the story meaningless, yet Zeratul dies.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
Spoiler!
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are you thinking?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
I'm sorry,
and
narrator.
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did it glitch? Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again. I'm moving. 'Cause of me cracking. Is it a glitch? I think it is. I don't think I was supposed to mess with the narrator that much, guys. I don't know if it was a glitch. Probably not, to be honest.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No, I don't think that was a glitch. The game is all about messing with the narrator. And the narrator messing with you. I think if I unplug the phone again, I'll get the exact same thing. So I don't see... Is there anything else I can do?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is there anything else I can still do, actually?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
the broom
office,
closet was
hoping
my
he
favorite
might find
ending.
an answer there.
Oh, you know what?
Coming
There's
to a
probably still
staircase,
something upstairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So this whole room here, is this elevator just to troll me? I've been in the executive bathroom. I've done so many things. I feel like I've done pretty much all the things that I could do, but... Oh, the secretary's desk? Oh, hey! Ooh! That's a computer I didn't touch yet.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
So good. What a meme. All right.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes, we've been here. Like 5 times.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Look, this time when you turn the machine on, look at all the small computer screens. Well, I found mine. Mine is like right over there somewhere.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
And there's pirate.
Each bore the number
What's the
of
pirate?
an employee.
Which one was the pirate? That one?
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals.
There's one that
reduced
said
to
pirate.
Images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, do you mean the one where I've got the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 buttons?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
But I don't know what I can do there,
He was
though.
happy with his boring job, that his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly. No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I think I've done the majority of things, to be honest.
But here
I
was
still
the
want to
proof,
give it a look,
The
but
heart of the operation.
there's probably one or two
Controls
things, maybe more that
labeled
I'm
with
missing,
emotions.
but-
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began
So if
to
I turn
sink
it
in,
off, I get to go
Stanley
outside.
decided that this machinery would never... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the
Okay, I
controls,
want to read
did
what
you?
the computer screens
After
have
they
to
kept you
say.
enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
I think I did all of those,
You
yes.
don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA
Yes.
identification,
Blah, blah, blah.
detonators
Nuclear
are set to
detonation.
explode,
2-minute
eliminating
counter.
the entire
Yeah.
complex. How long until detonation then? Let's
Playing the
say
baby game for 4 hours is also an ending.
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine.
Charge.
You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
3.
Mere moments until the bomb
hold up.
goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time
3's right
to
over
talk
here.
about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
What?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're
What?
gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what
1.
happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
Maybe 1 and then
Sometimes when
press
I
the red
tell it,
button?
I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the
Button
clock.
hint.
Why not?
Continue.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have
It
no
says
idea
3.
where you're
So
going
there's
or what you're
button
supposed to be
number
doing
3 right
now?
over here and
Or
blue,
did
I
you just
guess. Is
assume
that 2
when you
buttons?
saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you.
I have
Running
no
from
idea.
button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored
maybe that one
ones.
first
Or
and
maybe
then
this
3?
big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you
I have no idea.
any idea what your purpose in this place is? But do you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you
I'm gonna try and
replay
see if I
this
can
bit,
still turn the
looking
machine off
desperately
right
for
now?
a solution? 10, 100, 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all
I don't know,
of
eternity.
eternity.
Seems
And
a little bit,
Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you.
Enter the
being
code.
pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully?
I have no idea.
Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second.
I've
of
done
your
this before though, and I've
inevitable
looked around
life from the
earlier. I
moment you
found
fade
the
in
numbers and
until
stuff, but I don't know what the
moment
code
I
is.
say, happily ever up.
I'm not gonna type like cheat codes into the console, guys. Not a chance.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
I wanna
decided
find
to
that
go to the
computer,
meeting
yeah.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he
Input
couldn't find it.
received. Okay. Begin the game again. I think there's one more time that I need to activate that computer.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
I just
to
don't
the
know which
meeting
one it
room.
is. It's a
Perhaps
random
he had
one.
simply missed a memo.
Well, you can give me the code, guys, but that's not fair.
When When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I am not sure.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
No!
Stanley
Not the
decided
broom
to go
closet.
up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase,
There's one more computer
Stanley
over there.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You? No. There's one more. Is there a computer in the bathroom? It's the executive's bathroom, so... Not even here, man. Just a beautiful poem. Maybe it's my own computer. Ooh. Clever. Are you... What? Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. It's buttons. It's buttons I can press. Oh my god. Yes! It's everything I ever wanted. Woo! Checkmate, atheists. We're gonna turn all of them off, guys. Are you kidding me? This is actually a thing? Yeah, I'm not gonna turn all of them off. I'm sorry, guys. It's not that I've got better things to do with my time, but I do have better things to do with my time. They actually go back on. Okay, it's impossible. Incredible. Is there anything else I need to do? Yo, Grassmo, thank you very much for the 19 months. He says press all the buttons. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Pressing it. It's just like Anti-Chamber all over again. That was a great ending. That was excellent. We're in heaven, guys. It's just a bunch of... Why are you guys hating on heaven? Okay.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Last time. This is the last one. There's probably a couple other things I could discover, but... It's gonna be very hard to do so without looking it up.
2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly.
I want to go once more to the telephone.
He wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Wow.
But eager
Where's
to
the
get back
excitement?
to business, Stanley took the
Where's the
first
excitement
open
for
door on his
the
left.
lounge?
Stanley was so bad at following directions.
Yo,
it's
Maroon
incredible
Pirate
it
with
wasn't
another
5
1,000
years
bits.
ago.
Loco, click on door 435 times. Oh, I did do
Stanley, I
that.
think perhaps we've gotten
Yes,
off on
I got
wrong
the achievement.
foot
I
here.
ran around like an
I'm
idiot.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
I didn't
fact
get that
is
one,
that
but
the
thank you so much for the
story has been
1,000
about
bits.
Nothing but you
Appreciate the generosity.
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
I have jumped off the elevator. I did go over the
Stop trying
catwalk.
to make every decision by yourself.
I met my wife,
I'm not asking
who's
for me.
not my wife,
I'm asking for
and I also pulled out the
This is it,
telephone.
Stanley.
Like I think I want to pull
Your
out the
chance
telephone
to
once more.
redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the
Yes,
phone?
yes, I did.
That wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
I want to go
You
through the
actually
correct door and
chose
see if that
incorrectly?
helps.
Ah, welcome back. You may
Okay.
have noticed that this
Okay.
room has begun to deteriorate.
Yes,
as a
yes,
result
I
of
did notice
narrative
that.
Contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay, so we have been down this road before, but I purposefully went against the narrator's will several times.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly.
Oh no, that would be silly. We wouldn't want that.
Would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay. So we'll head up the staircase and we'll take the door on the left. We'll take the door on the left, yes. It's the beautiful lounge.
There. You'll take the door on the left.
Yes.
Back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Now, last time I did this,
Now remember, all you
it
need
messed
to do
things
is
up.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Here we go. So this bugged out previously. But, right? I think I made the correct call.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Hey. Oh no, the broom closet is locked. Literally unplayable. I would alt F4 right now if it wasn't for the fact that I'm in the middle of one of these things.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna have to change my rating from overwhelmingly positive to literally unplayable. Oh. This is different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Nightshark. 151 135. I don't know. Ah, crap.
Stanley spoke
115.
the code.
Okay, okay.
Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver right there on the wall.
Nightshark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak
can't hear
the
me.
code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
It'd be pretty sick if they could hear my microphone.
Okay, fine. You're not
Okay,
going to do
fine.
it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Wait,
I'm
does it
quite
actually
sure you'll
listen
be up
to me?
the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't think it listens to me. I'm just gonna go again. I've gone
Yet
right
there
in the
was not a
past.
single person here either.
And that
Feeling
bugged
a wave
out
of
eventually.
disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would.
Oh, I need to go
That
right.
means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm
Okay.
quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just
Okay.
follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
To the
No!
lounge!
Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late. Oh, it's ruined.
We have been here,
After
guys.
everything we talked about, that you.
We have
my
already done this
story,
one as
you
well.
Destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone?
Nah, we can't get to the red door. I don't think we can.
It's
I tried
worthless
walking
now.
on this already.
And what am I supposed to do?
But I can't-
Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth
I can
it?
walk onto
To know that
these
my
chairs,
story is now
the first two.
incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever.
I don't have a jump.
I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
I tried this out earlier again as well. I'm crouching right now. It doesn't seem to do anything. Nope. Nope. We have no jumping in this game, sadly. We would be able to easily make that, but...
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here.
Wait, did we
Here
do
in
this?
Pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
No, I did go here already
It was
as
the
well.
only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how
Yeah.
important it was to be like...
So I think that should bring us back to the very beginning of the game. Final thoughts of the Stanley Parable. Not gonna lie, it's actually a really, really fun game. What? Never mind, not final
All
thoughts.
of his co-workers were gone. What could
What?
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? 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 Welcome to the whiteboard ending? Excellent! Final What? This game never ends. You don't even know if you've done everything.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
What?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What? Alright, so final thoughts on this game. I think it's actually really, really fun. That was way more enjoyable than I had anticipated. I've gone left and right 100 times. I'm sure there's small little endings that I could still get to complete this game. Now, I believe there's one achievement that was really funny. Hold up, let me see if I can find it. There's this one achievement in the game which I thought was absolutely hilarious. It's called Go Outside. You literally have to not play the Stanley Parable for 5 years to get this achievement. You literally just have to not touch the game for five years. If you boot it up, it resets. So you have to wait another 5 years. There's also another achievement over here called Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. It's like, this is so dumb. Speedrun, complete the Stanley Parable in under 4 minutes and 22 seconds. And then there's one called 8888888. They're a little bit random. But at the very least, hey, I got this one, right? Click on the door 430, or click on the door 435 times. And then a bunch of different ones as well. So, final thoughts on this game. I actually enjoyed this a heck of a lot more than I had anticipated. That was something that I certainly did not expect. I thought I was going to be able to jump into this game for a little bit, and I figured it was going to be a bit of a meme, in particular after we got the first ending. But the game keeps on branching off into different directions. And I have to be honest, that was really fun. I hope you enjoyed watching it.